Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
As parents, students, administrators, and district employees nervously eye the reopening of Fargo and West Fargo public schools under coronavirus pandemic rules, many are wondering if safety plans will offer enough protection. Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard is live in studio with your questions and answers from school leaders. Callie?
Andrea, it's hard to believe tomorrow and Thursday are the first day of hybrid learning for both school districts. School leaders say they're actively answering frequently asked questions on their websites. I pulled some of the most popular questions. Answers vary depending on the district. Someone asked West Fargo Public Schools about receiving federal COVID funds and how those will be spent. They say federal COVID dollars are being used to buy more devices to support distance, hybrid learning, and cleaning supplies. And in addition to federal dollars, they're also adding contracted services for students with special needs. Sticking with West Fargo, parents there want to know if being quarantined impacts their child's attendance record. West Fargo says quarantine-related absences will be excused, just like any illness. The district's Student Attendance Review Board will make provisions for these situations. They say children will be able to make up assignments on an adjusted time frame if they are out with COVID symptoms. With Fargo Public Schools, teachers are asking if they will have to use their own personal sick days if they're infected with COVID-19 or if they'll need to quarantine due to exposure to the virus. And the simple answer to that is no. Another West Fargo question: when students are absent, will parents have to physically pick up assignments? They say they'll use electronic delivery means as much as possible. Someone asked if Fargo and West Fargo will be providing child care for the hybrid model off days. Fargo says the Boys and Girls Club will be providing school out programming. West Fargo says they're still trying to figure that out. Now, these are just some of the many questions school leaders have answered. For more, you can download our Valley News Live app.
All right, thanks, Callie. Tomorrow is the first day of school for students who attend Fargo Public Schools, and police are reminding drivers to be extra careful and avoid distractions like cell phones, especially in school zones and neighborhoods. Passing an active school bus and not yielding to pedestrians could cost you a ticket of up to $100. Fargo Public Schools says they will not be outside directing traffic on the first day. And Fargo Public Schools says every student will get free meals for the start of the upcoming school year. That's free breakfast and lunch, and includes all students, regardless of income level or whether they're in the classroom or taking part in distance learning. Those free meals will come from funding from the U.S. Department of Agriculture as everyone continues to recover from the pandemic. The free meals will last as long as December 31st or until available funding runs out. It sure looks and feels like it's going to rain, but not all of us are seeing precipitation. Let's get the latest First Alert forecast for this evening from Nathan. Hey, Nathan.
Hey, Andrea. Yeah, we did see those clouds and a few spits of rain earlier, but now that thunder shower activity and rain activity is in the northern valley. Notice how most of us seeing even some clear sky at this hour. But for our friends up north in northern Minnesota, seeing a few more intense thunder showers at this time, some more organized thunder showers, you could say, just near the Griggle area, heading into northern Beltrami County, and one heading toward the Oakley and Star areas as well, where we're seeing the most of that activity. But even down toward the Mentor areas near Fertile, seeing just some rainfall at this hour. Winds continue to be a factor for us, especially for those of us in North Dakota, where that wind advisory is going for the next 2 hours. We do expect winds to weaken a little bit as we head toward the 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock hours tonight, but still winds gusting 35 to 40 miles per hour in our North Dakota neighborhoods. And even in Minnesota, seeing some winds sustained around 20 miles per hour, gusting 25 to 30 miles per hour in that neck of the woods. So definitely a windy one out there. But the good news is things will quiet down in both the rainfall and the wind department, Andrew, coming up in a couple hours. But of course, we'll break down that hour by hour for us and talk about our next chance of more widespread rain in a couple minutes.
All right, thanks, Nathan. Students walking on NDSU's campus today likely heard some of the changes that have been made due to the pandemic. The university's concert choir has taken their rehearsals outside to help minimize the risk of the coronavirus.
It's been really nice to see everyone again, and even though we have to be outside in the wind or like with masks, it's nice to actually make music with everyone instead of just being alone.
Choir director Joanne Miller says once Mother Nature stops cooperating, the large group rehearsals will socially distance inside the festival concert hall. Adding, while there won't be any concerts or competitions this year, the choir will pre-record songs for family and friends later this fall. The University of North Dakota is advising students to not leave campus during the holiday weekend as the school deals with coronavirus cases. University leaders say the numbers are not moving in the right direction. Valley News Team's Joshua Peguero visited the school to get reactions from students.
Ian Winkler is starting off his freshman year at the University of North Dakota during a pandemic.
The university is doing a good job, and then in certain areas more could be done.
Winkler says he wishes UND would enforce its COVID-19 policies.
We're supposed to maintain distance between each other and wear masks inside and things like that. But I do have seen people like wearing the masks incorrectly or staying too close to each other.
UND addressed his concern and others during a virtual student town hall Tuesday.
When there's violations that relate to COVID that hit that code of student life, we will pursue those. We'll pursue them aggressively and fairly.
UND leaders sought to debunk several rumors on Tuesday, including one that classes will be strictly remotely when students came back from the Labor Day weekend, and another that most of the coronavirus cases on campus were spread at parties hosted by Greek houses. The school is asking students not to go home this holiday weekend.
The impact on a large number of others is huge. Take care of yourself. Get tested, and when you're expected to isolate, do so.
The university says 45% of those who test positive for COVID-19 don't show symptoms.
One of the only things that you can do that's okay during quarantine is go get tested.
UND has received pushback for publicly identifying Greek houses, as 15 out of 20 are currently under quarantine.
We recognize that if you wear Greek letters, that you are attached to that chapter. That chapter, though, at the University of North Dakota has a physical address.
The school says all it takes is one person to test positive to put a whole house under quarantine. In Grand Forks, Joshua Peguero, Valley News Live.
UND administrators say they plan to hold a testing event every week this semester, or at least until a vaccine is available. Minnesota health officials are also warning against social gatherings ahead of the Labor Day weekend. White House COVID-19 advisor Deborah Birx met with state leaders on Sunday. State health leaders say Dr. Birx is concerned about the growing cases in Minnesota and how the coronavirus is spreading. Birx is urging more action before the weather gets cold and more people are indoors. Let's take a look at the COVID-19 numbers now. In Minnesota, the Department of Health is reporting 502 confirmed cases of COVID-19, along with 6 new deaths linked to the illness. In total, more than 1,800 deaths have been attributed to the disease. In North Dakota, there are 191 new cases, along with 2 new deaths in the state. The death toll is at 145. Police say the man who allegedly stabbed someone over the weekend in Grand Forks was arguing over money. Sahadev Gali appeared in court today and is charged with murder. He's accused of stabbing 46-year-old Ram Monger twice on Sunday night at the Valley Park Apartments. Police don't believe drugs factored into their fight, but they're looking into whether alcohol played a role. Later on Valley News Live at 6, the city of Fargo is working on a project that's getting some attention. We'll tell you the current status of it next.
And temperatures warmed quickly in Fargo once that sunshine joined us in the afternoon, warmed to 75 degrees, which is fairly seasonable for this time of year. In Grand Forks, though, up above average temperatures for this time of year. And then for our friends in Jamestown, 81 degrees at high. They're 4 degrees above average. Now, we've got some more temperature roller coasters on the way, and we'll break it down next.